As we near the November elections, one GOP candidate is hoping to represent Florida's 19th congressional district. If elected, Christy McLaughlin would become the youngest woman ever elected to Congress, and she joins us now. Christy, thank you for joining us. Now, you filed a lawsuit against Florida International University College of Law, the state of Florida, and the DOE for political discrimination. Can you describe what experiences prompted you to move forward with this suit?
My experience, I think, is representative of the countless conservative students in the United States who experience every day a hostile educational environment from these propaganda machines, indoctrination institutions that use their universities and colleges, this platform, to not only abuse the conservative students, but also ensure that they make it a far more difficult path to have a career and become successful, graduates in the future. My lawsuit is representative not only of my experience, but all the conservative students that have received this abuse, and making sure that we represent young conservatives and their freedom of speech.
And Christy, I know that you also have a teaching certificate from 2016, so you have personal classroom experience with this as well. And you also filed this suit on July 16th, so has anything happened since then, moving forward?
I've been working on this lawsuit for 3 years, and we tried every form of regulatory compensation or regulatory relief that we could have. The unfortunate part is that the Department of Education has failed to protect our students and their constitutional rights. And that's why I've moved forward with this lawsuit, because if I don't take that action to protect my fellow students and my fellow young conservatives, then we will continue down this path of the socialist Marxist agenda. In fact, there was a study in 2018 that showed that 84% of 18 to 25-year-olds lean left or liberal or socialist. And that's not an accident. That is the deliberate actions of these propaganda machines.
And I know that you are a big advocate for First Amendment rights, and we are also seeing this rise in cancel culture. And with that, a lot of it's running around social media. So how do you plan to protect First Amendment rights, especially when it comes to social media?
Well, with this lawsuit, that's the first step. But additionally, that's one of the reasons why I'm running for Congress, to be a young woman that represents conservative values and counteracts that imbalance of the media trying to portray young people as being socialist or radical. We are much more than that. We are very educated, and our fundamental rights are everlasting. That is why I decided to run for Congress, to show that we can have that representation. And if we have Congress people who protect the Constitution with their last breath, then we will have a much more prosperous future.
So not only are you representing these younger voters, but you're right there with us. I know you and I are actually the same age as well, so it's a message to younger voters to get out. But what about voters of all ages, these older voters as well? What are you saying to them to get them to come out?
What I'm saying is you have to work with your heart now. And I know that sounds a little bit corny, but every time people ask me, why are you involved in politics? I always say, I'm not involved in politics. In fact, I only care about this country. I'm involved in America. I'm involved in the people of the United States. And that's why you have to get more involved, because it's not about politics. It's not an agenda. It is about caring and actually taking that passion and moving forward.
Yeah, you actually posted a couple tweets recently, I think they were today, saying that you are sick and tired of fake candidates running for your district. So how do you plan to not be a fake candidate, as well as to not sell out to the DC swamp?
Right, so we got to drain the swamp. It's one of the main goals of my entire candidacy. I firmly believe in accountability, and my vow was to never accept any money from special interests because, unfortunately, when it comes to politics, money comes with strings, and people tend to answer to those interests rather than to the people that they're supposed to represent. And I think what people need to remember is when you have a congressperson, they answer to you. They are your representative, and you are the boss. So when it comes to accountability, we need to ensure that our representatives are transparent, they're honest, and they have integrity. And that's what I've been trying to promote the most during my entire candidacy. And that's another thing that I'm doing with my lawsuit as well, because it's about defending the, American dream and the Constitution, freedom of speech, our fundamental rights.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.